Harley Davidson WLC. Harley Davidson's military WL motorcycles were some of the finest workhorses of World War II. Although most were used by U.S. forces in WLA form, a large number of these 45 cubic inch V-twins were issued to the Canadian military and, like this model, were designated WLCs. Rugged, practical, and utterly dependable. The WLC was a fine example of how the simplicity of Harley's side valve power plant made it perfectly suited to the rigors of warfare. 3 years after Harley Davidson unveiled its W Series 750 cubic centimeters twins in 1937, the Milwaukee-based Marque was forced to turn its attention to manufacturing motorcycles for the war effort. The straightforward nature of the side valve engines at the heart of the W Series made them an obvious choice for military use, and by the end of the conflict more than 80,000 had been deployed by the Allies. The WLC model was produced for the Canadian Forces between 1941 and 1944, Harley-Davidson stepping up to the mark when British manufacturers Norton and BSA were struggling to meet the huge demand for wartime machines from Britain and Canada. Among the bike's military specifications were olive drab paint livery for camouflage, blackout lighting, and extended forks for greater ground clearance over rough terrain, while some examples also sported a rifle holster on the front forks. The Canadian variant differed in several respects, including an alternative throttle lever position, an auxiliary clutch hand lever, and wheels that were interchangeable. By 1945, the WLA and WLC Harley bikes had been recognized as extremely successful combat motorcycles, and in the post-war era many continued to be used by civilians. The bike the military were based on the W Series baby flathead twins already in production. Special equipment included a revision to Harley-Davidson's traditional leading link forks to allow increased ground clearance, as well as footboards and protective crash bars. The WLC saw action in several theaters of war from 1941 to 1945, including the Normandy landings and many other major conflict zones across Europe. The engine key to the success of Harley's side valve, or flathead, V-twin was the absence of any moving parts in its cylinder head, which simplified maintenance in battlefield conditions. The bike's reliability was further enhanced by an upgraded lubrication system and an oil bath air filter to keep out dust, grit, or sand.